Hi and welcome to another edition of probier.at. I'm still on the Wroclaw Beer Festival, and a visit at the Wroclaw Beer Festival wouldn't be complete without visiting my friends at StuMostow. And here's Greg, the owner and mastermind behind StuMostow. Hello, Greg.
Oh, you're so kind. Hi, Martin. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you very much. I had lots of your beers during the last weeks because I found a distributor who's sending beers from your brewery to Austria.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
It's El Brovar. I try to promote them as much as possible because it's the only way in Austria you can get Polish beers at home. And I don't know if you know that I have a Polish Beer Friday on my channel. So every Friday there's a Polish beer.
Okay, so we'll promote it for sure.
Yes, but it's hard to get Polish beers, and some of my viewers recommended me this online shop, and of course they had your beers, because the reason was your nitro oatmeal chocolate stout was awesome. How did that come?
Thank you. It came out very well. We actually brewed probably a third batch already because it's become one of our big hits this year. So we're very pleased about it.
For a good reason. Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah. The great thing about it is that it's a nitro.
Yeah.
A nitro beer. So we used a special new technology which we implemented within our new tank that we added at the brewery last year.
Okay.
Which allows us to mix nitrogen with beer much more efficiently. And some of the first tests were a little bit nerve-wracking, but we pulled it off, and it looks like it's being adopted on the market pretty well.
I was told that it's really hard to do a nitro beer and bottle it. Is it true?
It is absolutely true. You have to have a special technology. You have to increase the pressure a lot and then drop the temperature of beer to minimum. This is the only way to mix nitrogen with beer efficiently. There's some other techniques. You can drop liquid nitrogen, but I mean that's a completely different way and probably much more expensive too.
So, to convince me, is this going to be a regular brew, or do you have this one as a seasonal? Say yes.
No, we have been brewing it regularly ever since we released it. So it has become one of our core products, and we're planning to offer it all year round.
So what's going on at StuMostow besides your own beers like the chocolate oatmeal nitro milk stout? A long name.
It is a long name. But I brought you our newest beer.
Okay.
We're actually planning an official release next week with bottles. We called it Art 18 because it's a collaboration. This time
Art is your collaboration product line.
Exactly. And this one in particular we brewed in collaboration with the famous De Molen from Holland. So we're very pleased to have them over here a few months back. And the beer that we are just about to taste is a wheat wine. So it's a stronger beer. De Molen is known for strong beers, especially the dark ones. So we wanted to brew something.
It's a special occasion. I have a De Molen T-shirt, and as a saying from Menno on, there's no shot in my dark beer. So they were quite coincidence.
Nice coincidence. Yeah. So we wanted to brew a strong beer, which wheat wine definitely is one, but we wanted to enhance it with some local products. So in this version we have Polish honey added.
You can smell it. It's full with honey.
Yes,
wow.
And we added some roasted coconut. Coconut is not necessarily a Polish ingredient, but we thought it would fit very well within the profile that we were planning to design.
So what's the ABV on that one? It's quite high, right?
Yeah, I believe it's about 18%. Sorry, 11%. 11%. Plateau-wise, it's about 28 because honey added a lot.
So it's a real De Molen beer.
Yeah, it's a dessert beer. Maybe not necessarily for beautiful weather as we have had over the last few days, but definitely a very tasty, a very nice dessert beer.
And it's called a wheat wine, so it's more or less just the way you would consider a wine to be. Yeah?
Exactly.
Wow, it's really, the honey sticks out, and a very smooth mouthfeel, and I think the coconut matches perfectly with the wheat wine. Yesterday, your wife poured me a different version. What was that one?
Yes, that's a good question. We actually decided to do two versions of this beer. One is the one that we're drinking right now, And the other version, which we tapped yesterday, was again a wheat wine with honey, but with additional vanilla.
Okay. When visiting this festival this year, I had the impression that there's kind of a trend going to low alcoholic beers. This is not contributing to what I was just saying, but I saw beers like Vermont IPA at 2.9% ABV and other ales at 3.5. Is this a trend in Poland, and is this something you also follow?
Yes, I believe you're absolutely correct. We have some light beers as well. We released a series of Berliner Weisse beers with different kinds of fruit. Also Berliner Weisse with extra amount of hops, so hoppy Berliner Weisse. So we definitely see this trend as well. I mean, especially with the weather like this, people tend to be looking for lighter beers, ones that they can drink in bigger amounts because it's refreshing. So yeah, we see this trend staying for longer. Saisons are becoming also popular because they're also nice and refreshing for weather like this. So definitely seeing this trend, not only in Poland, we've seen it all around.
Okay, thank you very much, Greg, for having me, and it's always a pleasure coming here to the Wroclaw Beer Festival. They have lots of new beers every year, so there's always a reason to come to the Wroclaw Beer Festival, not especially for Brother StuMostow, but as I said, a visit at the Wroclaw Beer Festival wouldn't be complete without visiting those guys.
Always happy to see you, Martin.
Cheers.
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 Cheers.